Alrighty, over to this shelf here. This is the custom pull-in truck and pull-in tractor display. Got this custom pull-in sled. The weight does slide around. This does pivot so that it's always on the ground. I ordered some chain to hook that up. Got a bunch of trucks, bunch of tractors. This one's my favorite, completely scratch built. Got the shop up here with some more trucks and tractors in it. Some trailers, some cool trucks. This was one of those 1/70th scale take cabs that had a sleeper and custom paint on. This is a cool truck that I'm extending, well, rebuilding the whole frame and extending it. So stay tuned for that. So yeah, this is this shelf here. Alrighty, so we're on to this shelf near the door. So yeah, out of some of the stuff that my buddy brought me, he brought me this super beat up air drill. It's a pretty sweet air drill, but obviously it was on the ground and somebody stepped on it somewhere, a few places maybe. Crazy thing is, it's basically all complete with all of these and all the tires except for one, which I almost couldn't believe. So basically not quite sure what I'm gonna do with it. I'll take everything apart completely, strip it right down, and either rebend all of these pieces flat, or else start from scratch and build an entire new frame and just use all the parts. I've always wanted to build, we run a Morris contour drill on the farm, always wanted to build one of those from scratch. And I knew that we would have to cannibalize probably some John Deere drill in order to get the parts for that, and this is the perfect candidate. Got the air cart pull behind, only has the one set of front wheels, but we can find something somewhere else too, and probably build tanks all from scratch and everything. Pretty sweet corn planter, big corn planter too. This, my buddy said, was telescoping, so when you pulled on that, it folded up for road gear. A couple more tractors that were with everything. This was actually in half when I got it. I just snapped it back in there just so I could figure out the height on the back and stuff. John Deere, these are pretty well falling apart, and they're the cheaper ones with a lot of plastic. Thinking of a really cool project with something like that, and putting that rear end on here as well, so then I have a 6-wheel drive tractor. Something cool to think about. Just finished up this custom not too long ago, so I love this truck. It's completely stock, and this trailer was just a van trailer, and added this roof section. I couldn't cut out the roof to make it hollow, so I just added a piece on top with the tarp and bars and everything, and then added the hoppers underneath, which turned out pretty cool. Okay, here's some more stuff. So those are a couple of projects for my friend. Some other stuff that, if I'm able to fix it, would be pretty great, and if not, then no worries. So here is all the stuff that I get to keep for myself though. So they mostly got green combines, so they lost the red one, so I get both red headers, which works pretty good because I'm planning to buy a case. This is what I was really after, a bunch of stuff like this for semi-trucks. And he thought he had more. Unfortunately, there's only one, but there's a ton of other cool stuff here. So I've got a tarp, which would be great because I'm probably going to build a box or the pup trailer for one of my trucks. This is a really sweet old tractor that you move the steering wheel and it actually turns the wheels. And the 3-point hitch moves up and down. Just missing those outer ones, so you cut that off, make a single on the front. Yeah, it would be a ton of work to restore though. and it's got a lot of good parts, but it's a shame because it's such a cool tractor. So we'll see what I do with that. This header is going to be used to make a pickup header for the combine. That was my buddy's idea. To be pretty sweet. I always wanted to make one, and having a donor header really helps. A couple cultivators, some sprayer booms. This quad, we couldn't save it, so I'm using the tires off of that. Cool lawnmower. This is a really sweet truck. We wanted to save it, but without the hood, there's not a whole lot you can do. Yeah, you might be able to just fill in the hood, create a new hood, but you don't have the front grille or anything anyways, and it never looked right. So figured I'll maybe jack it up, use it as a pull-in truck. They don't need hoods, but it's a sweet truck. Some cool stuff here. This I'm super excited about. This is right up my alley. So this my buddy used as his old man truck, you know, when he was a kid playing farmer, and it's a really sweet truck. It's just screaming to have a nice custom paint job, and it's all complete and pretty sweet. So I will make that, and we'll see. Either I'll keep it in my collection, or he might buy it back or something like that. But that's pretty sweet. Got this cool ambulance that they didn't want with some really cool rims, only missing rubber on one of the tires. Everything else that just popped off is there. Really cool 50s style ambulance. Even the lights there, that's pretty crazy. This is a really cool old car, old Hot Wheels. Yeah, basically take all that glue off, maybe fabricate some kind of grill or something like that. It'd be a pretty cool hot rod. Whether I leave these fenders on or not, it's cool. This old thing needs a lot of work. This is pretty cool. It's half a Ferrari, I guess. This cop car, man, it's lost a lot of paint, but the wheels are still here, which is pretty crazy. This convertible is bent a little bit. This guy's got a nice hitch on the back. Maybe take the tires off of this for something. Little car back there. Car here, maybe for some wheels. I got some cars that size. Some more stuff for wheels and more wheels themselves. So this is this shelf of pretty much all the stuff that I got from my buddy for just fixing a couple little toys. Alright guys, so on to the workbench. What am I working on right now? This doesn't need any work. I'm just using it for the height. It was my tractor as a kid. Got this grain cart taken apart, rebuilt the hitch. That was a lot of work, getting it the right angle and length and everything, and getting it centered and the right angle. And then I reinforced it with those inside pieces. Took it apart, put some more glue in there because this thing needs to be strong. So just gonna set the ride height with a hitch pin. And what else we got here? So yeah, I got a bunch of projects. Stole some tires off of him for stuff. Using the back bumper to make a convertible out of one of these. I had one started months ago, and had a little problem with glue and everything, and ended up having to melt the back bumper and then cut that off. So I got another one to donate that back bumper for, so that's pretty sweet. Yeah, got a lot of stuff on the workbench here. You know, a lot of knives, files, screwdrivers, my Dremel. The Dremel is actually mounted down below here. Got the fan that I put in the window all the time for spraying paint. Yeah, a lot of random stuff. Cool trailer I'm working on. Yeah, I got a lot of rattle cans, but I don't use them for everything. I use the airbrush a lot. I got one of these. Works really good because it puts on a lot of paint fast. With some of the smaller ones, they don't put on as much paint as I always want. So you're spraying more like an airbrush artist rather than spraying like spray gun in an auto shop, which I also have down there, and have done some work on some real cars too. But the rattle cans, it's great for stuff like primer and just quick stuff, and stuff like the trees and things that use a lot of paint really fast, that I don't have to clean the airbrush all the time. So here's the paint booth. Basically, that's not the wall. The wall's back there. These are just these cardboard tri-fold pieces I got from Dollarama. There's paint on the top because I flipped it upside down a couple times. There's a lot of paint building up down there. Basically, I just lay down newspaper, set these up before I would even have a wing coming this way, and I can spray in here, use my mask, have the air going out of the window, and still have my workbench right here. So that's the spray booth. Just a brief overview of the shelf with all the tools. Got a lot of different wood in there, gloves there, drill bits, my compressors down there for the airbrush. Lots of sweet projects in the works down there. So yeah, and got my calendar for next year, and a really sweet thermometer. Check the temperature in here, which is pretty awesome. Alrighty, the last stop, I promise. Got some bigger scale cars here. A few things I had as a kid. Sweet Mustang that I got at a gas station, and then a Shelby Cobra that my wife actually made when she was a kid. So that's pretty sweet to have one of her cars in the collection. I guess also, I think that I have the coolest trash can out of all shops. Basically, this one lady I knew was having a garage sale, and she had it the one Saturday, was having it again the next Saturday. I was going to be out of town, so I'm like, hey, do you mind if I check it out now? And she was elderly and didn't want to wander outside, so she said, yeah, I'll just open the garage door from here, and you can check it out. If you find anything, bring it back inside and we can figure out a price. And I walked back with the garbage can. She literally had garbage in it, so I pulled out the bag and dumped it out and said, how much you want for this? And I think I paid like $5, $10, something like that for this. So pretty sweet metal garbage can with the handle, and sweet shell oil barrel. Alrighty, so this is storage for everything. A lot of cars shoved in here. As you can see, I like these Pacificas. For the wheels, I use them on a lot of stuff, especially trailers. It's hard to get matching wheels for stuff. So here's the projects in the bag. That's that convertible I was talking about before. This is that extra large cattle trailer. Grain cart parts. That cool cab over up there. Working on a Jeep shop truck flatbed kind of thing. Got some cool stuff in here. So these are all my wheels. So Hot Wheels, miscellaneous wheels, matching wheels to do trailers, bunch of individual wheels. Got a lot of like M2s and green light and some cool stuff like that, and then some old like Erdl stuff that I just got from those trucks I took apart. Your engines that you cut off, everything, bumpers, interiors, and just miscellaneous parts. Everything goes in here.